Hi everyone, I have something very exciting and very fun to talk about today, and that is something I'm also very proud of myself, because it's a pretty big deal to me, and I'm very excited and very honored to be able to sit here and talk about it and share it with everyone. So, a little while ago, about a month ago, I decided to look into something to enrich our hymns a little bit more. Because so far I've gone fairly deep into attempting to reconstruct the language, but I haven't done much with the music side of things. I've just been using a guitar and kind of guesstimating about what a melody might sound like from ancient Egypt. And so I started to think, and I remembered hearing recreated melodies from ancient Egypt from two specific music archaeologists, that being Peter Pringle and Michael Levy. Both of them have done a lot of work in this area of things, reconstructing music, especially from ancient Sumer and ancient Israel, and as well ancient Egypt. And so I knew that it was possible to get these recreated instruments, but I'd always thought it was more of a museum collaboration where you are an archaeologist or a historian or Egyptologist working at a museum or a university, and through different communities that are present at that university, you work together to recreate the instrument itself and then play it. You'll have to excuse me, I'm recovering from a bit of a cold. And so I came across a video done by the music archaeologist Michael Levy, and it was of him playing a custom-made Leiden Lyre. And now the Leiden Lyre is a very beautiful example of an ancient Egyptian box lyre. And these box lyres are very unique. Today you can kind of see similar forms in Nubia still with the Simsimia, I think is what it's called. And so that's pretty cool, but when you look back into the archaeological record, we do see this Leiden Lyre popping up at around 1550 BC. So around the New Kingdom era, it came in from Syria and the Levant and traveled into Egypt to become this Egyptian box lyre. And it was an absolutely gorgeous looking instrument, and I wondered, how did he get this instrument? And he mentions in the video this group of luthiers in Greece called the Lutieros. I was very curious. So I went onto their website and I found the most beautiful lyres I have ever seen. They're mostly ancient Greek lyres that they're recreating, but there was such artistry that went into it alongside the historical accuracy and the amount of community that they built up around this project of revitalizing the ancient lyre that I was very entranced and very captured. And so I thought, well, they made a custom Leiden Lyre for Michael Levy. I'm no Michael Levy, but maybe they'd make one for me as well. And so I emailed them. And I received an email back pretty quickly detailing that they could make one, but that I would need to decide basically if I wanted something that was more historically accurate or something that was a bit more of a modern instrument made to look like the ancient Egyptian box lyre. And then, about 10 minutes after I received that email, which at my time zone, I received it at midnight, so I was not looking at it, but about 10 minutes after, they sent another email saying that their creative director had brought up a very interesting point, that there was a YouTube channel run by someone named Siamun, who was making ancient Egyptian hymns, and that they tried to contact this person, and that it was the same email that I was sending it from. And so they asked, "Are you Siamun?" And I had the immense pleasure of answering, "Yes, I am." I was extremely excited because it was just mind-blowing to me that these artisans recognized me and knew who I am and knew the work that I had been doing with Alisternad. It was absolutely amazing to get that recognition, and it kind of changed their outlook on how they were approaching my case. And out of the immense kindness of their hearts, they decided, yes, we can make a custom Leiden Lyre for you, and we want to help you in your artistic journey. And I was just floored. I was extremely happy, and I've been kind of riding on that high since it happened, honestly. So let's talk a little bit about what the Leiden Lyre is. As I said, it's an Egyptian box lyre. We have so far 6 examples of this type of lyre as far as I know, and the Leiden Lyre is one of those 6. They all appear to date to around the early half of the 18th dynasty, and they're generally made from the tamarisk tree, wood of the tamarisk tree, which is a native tree in Egypt. And most of the examples of the lyres are around 40 centimeters high. This particular lyre was found in a Theban tomb by the Egyptologist Piccinini, who spent a lot of time excavating Thebes in the early 1800s. The Leiden Lyre underwent some cleaning and some restoration, and so it was changed a little bit, and then it was promptly sold to G. Anastasi, the consul general of Egypt in the mid-1800s. This consul general of Egypt then took it to the Leiden in the Netherlands. In Leiden, it underwent multiple restorations, but its original shape and make has fortunately been preserved and recorded through some illustrations and photographs. An interesting fact about this particular lyre, the Leiden Lyre, is the inscription. It appears to have been written in the Ptolemaic or even Roman era, meaning this lyre was probably buried after being made in the New Kingdom, dug up in the Ptolemaic era, and then inscribed and possibly used or maybe simply put on display for someone who was really interested in ancient Egyptian history, because as we all know, ancient Egypt was ancient to the ancients. And then afterwards, they put the lyre back in the tomb, and it was reburied. The inscription itself harkens back to one of the famous songs of the harper from the Theban tombs, and the inscription states, "O ye who are anointed with the Yeberit ointment, great and young rejoice, come follow a fortunate day. There is no fate of someone coming back, and no one living again. Kiss much again, again and again, rejoice, kiss much again, again and again." This specifically quotes sort of a variation of a refrain at the end of the Antef song, which goes, "Make holiday, do not be tired in it. Lo, no one may take his belongings with him. Lo, no one has gone and come back again." And this is in reference to death, actually. It's very interesting to me because we generally tend to view a culture as like, oh, everyone believed in this one thing and everyone was 100% sure of it. So in the case of ancient Egypt, everyone 100% believed that they were going to the Duat and that they were going to live among the gods. But this shows that that isn't necessarily true. There's a lot of variation in belief. And here, someone is stating, no one who has died has ever come back to Earth. No one will take his belongings with him. So it's actually doubting the usual religious rhetoric that we see in ancient Egypt. As with most ancient Egyptian instruments, we unfortunately don't know the tuning, and the ancient Egyptians did not have a way of recording musical notation. So far, the only thing that that archaeologists think might give us a hint towards ancient Egyptian music is a form of chironomy, which is basically using hand signals to indicate different musical tones. But again, that's very hard to know what those tones were, especially when we have no comparison. The Leiden lyre usually has around 5 to 7 strings, but lyres of ancient Egypt can have up to 10 strings as well. And the lyre was also probably played with a plectrum, and we know this because of the visual aid of tomb walls, which depict women playing this box lyre. Interestingly, the tomb that the Leiden lyre was found in belonged to a man, and there were 2 lyres found in this tomb, but only women are depicted playing the lyre on the tomb walls. So the Leiden lyre is a very interesting instrument and a very fascinating archaeological find. I chose the Leiden lyre to obtain for myself because it's a bit simpler, a bit smaller, and it seems to me almost to be more of an instrument of the people. I thought for a while about getting an ancient Egyptian arched harp, but number one, those are very hard to come across. The ancient Egyptian box lyre I actually found on a couple websites, but obviously the Lutieros are the ones that really helped it come into being and come into fruition, and so we're going with this ancient Egyptian box lyre instead of the harp. Adding this extra element of musical historicity, you could say, I hope will enrich the hymns that we make, because as I've stated before, the only thing that I'm really using right now is a guitar. I don't have a frame drum, I don't have any other string instruments. I have a flute, but that's about it. And so I really hope that this will add some more authentic sound to the hymns that we're making. And in the process, I'm also going to start studying what little we do know about ancient Egyptian music. And that generally tends to come from Egypt's inspiration, which is Sumer, and then the Greeks taking inspiration from Egypt as well. And so when you kind of combine those, you get a sort of general hypothetical idea about how ancient Egyptian music would have truly sounded like. This recreation isn't just something that should be put in a museum or something to be used as an instrument of study. This is an instrument of life, meaning that I want it to have a life of its own. I want it to breathe and live, and I want to be able to breathe through this instrument. I want to be able to play it and to live through it and express things through it. And essentially for it to be a fully functioning musical instrument that is grounded in history and stays true to that original sound, while also staying true to the reason that I started making these hymns in the first place, which is to recreate that ancient music and bring it to life and give it life again. The Lutieros have been absolutely amazing throughout this entire process. I really wasn't expecting this kind of generosity, to be honest, and it is really kind of them to not only acknowledge the music that we've been making, but also to help me along in this process. So it's not like they're just fulfilling an order. These are real craftspeople who have an extreme dedication to their work that I really admire, because it is in this very specific niche that I also find myself in, which is the recreation of ancient music, bringing it back to life for the modern person to enjoy. And that's something really rare to find that people are interested in. And so the Lutieros are a family-based group who live in Greece, in Thessaloniki. They actually also run the SEIKILO music channel, Ancient World music channel, I think it's called. I'll put a link in the description for that, as well as a link to their website so you can look at all of their wonderful craftsmanship and all of the beautiful instruments they create, and also a couple of interesting documentaries that they have had made about themselves to really describe what their mission is, what they're doing, and the depth of their love and dedication for this craft. So I really can't thank them enough for all of their kindness in helping me with this. And I really never thought I'd be able to collaborate with such an amazing group of people. So it's really heartwarming, and I get kind of emotional when I think about it, because this is something that I really, really wanted to do, and I had no idea if I was going to be able to do it, because I'm not someone who has a lot of money, and so them offering to not just be craftspeople, but to build a community around this is something that's very dear to my heart and something that I really, really appreciate. And that I certainly don't want to take for granted. So I owe them a lot of very deep gratitude and thanks. So that's not the only little announcement that I have. That's not really a little announcement. It's actually quite a big announcement. But I'm also opening up a Patreon because I want to be able to put more time and effort into this channel, and also I need a little bit of support when it comes to paying for this lyre and paying for any future collaborations that I might have with the Lutieros. So if you want to support my channel and support this journey that I have now started on, you can head over to Patreon. That link will also be in the description. Right now I have 3 tiers, and you can look a little bit into what those are. I'll offer things like early access to hymns if I happen to have more than usual that are on the backlog, patron-only posts so that you can kind of get small updates on how I'm doing and where we are in the process. At some point, I have this up right now for the Rakepriatum hymns, but I'll have them up for more hymns in the future. But there are PDFs of transliterations, reconstructions, and translations, so you have it all in one place instead of having to watch the video to see exactly which line means what and what sound means what and things like that. There'll also be notes concerning my choices when I am in the middle of the phonetic reconstruction process, as well as access to MP3 downloads of the hymns. And then on the highest tier, I will have polls where you will help me decide which hymn to work on next if you're interested in that kind of thing. And each tier will obviously include all of the benefits of the tier before it. And yeah, that's basically it. So basically, if you want more information, if you're more interested in learning about the reconstruction process, or having more access to information that is, or just easier access to information that's kind of already in the videos, or if you just want to support this process and support me and this channel and all of these hymns that we're trying to create and this goal, this journey, then please go ahead and head over and see if you want to check anything out. I will also be posting some updates here on YouTube about the process of the Leiden Lyre, how it's coming along, and whenever I hear from the Lutieros, if they have pictures of the process of them crafting it or anything like that, you'll see that in my community, because I'm very excited about it and I definitely want to share whatever I can. The entire process is basically just all handcrafted, and so it'll be really interesting to see how it all goes down, and just the whole process of what it takes to create an instrument like this from hand, from scratch, basically. And so I'm very interested to see the process myself, and I hope that you will be interested as well. I'm very excited for this whole project to hopefully come out, and I will post more videos as well about the Leiden Lyre, and when I get it, we'll also have an unboxing video, because I'm very excited about that. And so yeah, I hope you join me on this journey and give a little bit of support, whether that's just verbal comments, you know, saying that you're happy or excited, or if you actually want to join the Patreon and see some more cool things. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me on this journey.